If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Let's have a straight up moment here. You think you're going to follow up on that email or you intend to work on your goals and you hope to prioritize your well being. But let's be honest, if it's not on your calendar, if it's not scheduled, it's not happening. And for those of you who are high achievers, high achievers running businesses or families, managing teams, generating significant revenue, you know this truth hits different because you have mastered external success. You've built something, incredible. But your calendar, it's filled with everyone else's priorities, while your own vision sits on the back burner or takes a back seat. Like that gym membership that you keep meaning to use. That's one of the things that goes first, your well-being. So today, I'm going to show you how to transform your calendar from a record of obligations into a tool for creation and life design. This isn't about productivity hack or time management tips that you've gotten before. You've heard those things 1,000 times. Sometimes they work, sometimes they didn't. This is about reclaiming your time as the CEO of your own life. The difference between those people who feel overwhelmed or burnt out despite their success and those who experience actual fulfillment isn't their talent, it isn't their work ethic. It's how they treat their calendar. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to break it all down in this episode. I have seen people, entrepreneurs, executives generating tons and tons of money who can't find 30 minutes for themselves. And I've seen others who learned to design their days from a vision, not their to-do list, not what needs to happen. The difference is those people understand that your calendar can actually be more than a list of time slots with to-dos filling them. It can be a mirror of your future, the future you're designing. Point one, the calendar mistake that's sabotaging your success. Most people treat their calendar kind of like a record of obligations, a to-do list of meetings or appointments or calls with other people, but they don't treat it like a tool for creation, like a canvas. And that's where the game gets lost before you even start. I had a client who was a brilliant entrepreneur, $2 million business. I mean, nothing to shake a stick at, who came to me completely burnt out and overwhelmed. And when we looked at her actual calendar together, we looked at it together. It was packed. I mean, back-to-back meetings from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., color-coded, organized, super efficient and beautiful. She was proud of how productive she was. But you know what wasn't on her calendar? Time for strategy, time for recharge, time for well-being, time for vision work that actually grows businesses, time to think, time to breathe. She was so busy scheduling everyone else's priorities, but not her real vision, her dreams, her own transformation. We are so busy managing time that we forget to design our lives. When you only schedule what's urgent, you miss what's important. Your calendar becomes like a jail cell instead of a design tool. You become reactive instead of creative, visionary. And that's exactly why you feel like you're running on a treadmill. You're busy, you've got lots of motion, but no real moving the needle of what matters to you. The psychological research backs this up completely. When your mind is scattered across multiple obligations without clear priorities and context for those priorities, you lose what psychologists call cognitive coherence. Your brain literally can't focus on what matters to you because it's trying to juggle too many competing demands. So the first shift is recognizing that your current calendar isn't serving you. It's enslaving you. And until you change how you think about your calendar, how you approach your calendar, you're going to keep feeling overwhelmed no matter how successful you are or what results you're producing. Point two, your calendar should reflect your future, not just your obligations in the present. Your calendar should reflect three things: commitments to yourself, not just everyone else, the outcomes that you're actually committed to creating, not just your to do list, and the truth about time, because that 15-minute task is usually a 45-minute task, and we misestimate time dramatically as human beings. I learned this the hard way, okay? For years, I had workout in my calendar, right? Just workout. And I would skip it a lot, let's just say constantly. There was always something that was more important happening or coming into my life or being thrown at me, more urgent, more pressing. My health took a back seat to everything else that I was engaged with. And this is how I learned, through experience. But when I changed the occasion to create strength and vitality slash workout, everything shifted. I wasn't just checking a box anymore of a to do. I was building the future self that I was committed to. I was investing in the energy needed to serve at my highest level. See, when your calendar only reflects the obligation, you're living in reaction mode. Oh, I've got to do this. I have to do this. But when it reflects your vision, you're living in creation mode. That's the difference between feeling overwhelmed and burnt out and feeling empowered and enlivened. Think about it this way: every calendar entry is either moving you toward your vision or away from it. There is no neutral. There is no little bit pregnant on this one. When you schedule emails, you're in maintenance mode, you're in management mode. But when you schedule generate new opportunities, emails, then you're in growth mode, you're in development mode. Same task, same to do, but completely different energy given the context you're creating around the to do. And this aligns with what neuroscientists call implementation intentions. When you connect a behavior or task to a deeper purpose, a deeper identity, your brain treats it differently. One of my clients, a founder of a company who had built a $5 million company, again, that's incredibly impressive, made this shift that I'm talking about, and then told me for the first time in years, they felt like they were actually designing their life versus just surviving it. They didn't change what they were actually doing necessarily. They changed how they were framing it on their calendar. This is such a simple shift, but it is a dramatic shift in your experience. And if you want to dive deeper into designing your days from your vision instead of your to do list, I have this great mini workshop that walks you through exactly how I design my calendar and how to transform your calendar into a tool to design your life. It's one of my most popular offerings because it creates an immediate transformation that you experience that day. So I'm going to put the link in the description. It's only like 19.99 and it will literally transform how you think about time forever. Point 3. The secret to actually following through on everything that you put in your calendar. I mean, it's nice it's there, but if you don't do it, then what's the point? All right, it's just you and me. Have you ever scheduled something and then totally ignored it when the time came to actually do that thing? I know you would never do that, but other people, they do that. We all have, okay? The shift that changes everything is this: tie each calendar event to your vision. If it's not tied to your vision, it's justifiable to ignore. Instead of workout, schedule create strength and vitality like I did. Instead of emails, schedule generate new opportunities like my client did. Instead of budget review, oh, that sounds exciting, schedule create financial freedom budget review. You see, when you start to shift the language in your calendar, do you see what happened there? Your calendar just got connected to your future, to what you're fulfilling on. You're not just checking boxes of to dos. You're actually building and designing a life that you love. Your brain responds to purpose, not to tasks. When you connect your calendar to your purpose, to your vision, you're not just managing time, you're actually designing who you're becoming. who you are developing into. The language you use actually matters because of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. I think that's crazy, right? When you see create wealth and impact on your calendar, your brain starts to actually prepare for that reality, even though it hasn't happened yet. When you see quarterly review, your brain gets into compliance mode, to get things done mode, not creation mode or vision mode or future mode. This is also why color coding can be so powerful, not just for organization. It does work for organization for sure, but for emotional connection. One system I teach is to color code by energy type. Creative work is one color. Maybe that's in green. Relationship building might be in blue. Wealth creation in gold. Your health and vitality in red. So your calendar suddenly becomes like a visual representation of the life you're creating and the balance that you want to design. But here's the real secret: you have to protect these vision-based time blocks. You have to protect them like they're your most valuable, most important client, because they actually are. That client is your future self, the one you're designing, not defaulting to. Point 4, the truth about time that changes everything. Your calendar isn't a jail cell. It is a design tool. And it's not just about cramming a bunch of stuff in there. It's about committing to what actually matters to you, what authentically matters to you. Most high achievers think that a full calendar means productivity, but busy doesn't mean productive. The most successful people I know have the emptiest calendars that I've ever seen. They actually have learned to protect their time for what actually matters to them, what actually moves the needle in what's important to them. After 58 years of life and 39 years of coaching, I have learned that time isn't something that you manage. It's something you design. And that design should reflect not just your vision, but your values and the version of yourself, the version of success that includes both achievement and accomplishment, as well as fulfillment, like true fulfillment. The Arrow method, which was developed by Nicholas Sonnenberg, who happened to have been a guest on my podcast about a year and a half ago. This method teaches us to make our weekly calendar look like an arrowhead. What do you mean, Jocelyn? The most important creative work is at the beginning of the week, and it tapers down to the admin work by the end of the week, because our energy is the highest at the beginning of the week. And the administrative tasks don't take as much focus or energy. But here's what most people miss, and it's common to miss this: it's not just about when you schedule something, it's about how much buffer time you build. You have to build in buffer time because life happens. Calls happen, calls run over, you get emergency phone call, inspiration strikes, your kids need you. Your calendar has no breathing room, then you have no breathing room, and you are setting yourself up for constant stress. You need buffer time in between tasks and meetings. This is what I call the 70% rule. Only schedule 70% of your available time. Don't schedule the rest. The other 30% is for life to happen, for spontaneity, for the unexpected opportunities that often become the most important part of your day. You need space for those things, space for life. Time blocking gives your day, your week, your month real structure. It helps you avoid jumping between a bunch of different tasks and actually makes it easier to stay focused on what actually matters most, but only when you do it from a place of vision, not obligation. So remember, if it isn't on your calendar, it ain't real. If it isn't on your calendar, it doesn't exist. But more than that, your calendar should reflect the life you're creating, not just the obligations that you're managing. That's the key point. Here's your invitation for this week. Just for 1 week, identify your top 3 priorities and put them on your calendar as non-negotiables. No negotiating those time blocks. Name them in a way that excites or empowers you, that's connected to your vision, and treat them like the most important meetings of your life, because they may be. In fact, they are. This small shift in how you use your calendar will unlock a whole new level of focus, creativity, integrity, and freedom. You'll stop being overwhelmed and burnt out, and you're going to start being powerful and free. You're going to stop reacting to what everyone else's agenda is asking from you, and you're going to start creating your own. Your calendar is your commitment to yourself. It's your canvas for the masterpiece called your life. It is the promise to your future. It is the bridge between where you are and where you're going and what you're creating. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Open your calendar right now and create the perfect moment. Now that you understand how to transform your calendar into a life design tool, you should grab my Design Your Days workshop and begin to actually develop some of the muscle in this methodology. If you want more juicy tidbits and strategies about how to be unmessable with, watch the next video.